and begin the physical examination. I'm going to start with your skin. I'm just taking a general glance. I'm looking for any discoloration, looking for any moles or macules, any freckles that kind of stand out as abnormal, or any redness or anything like that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and palpate using the back of my hands. I'm going to feel for temperature. I'm going to feel for moisture, dryness of the skin, any lumps or bumps that might stand out. All the way down here on your feet. Okay, I'm going to check for skin turgor above the clavicle. Pinch a little bit, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and inspect your nails. So with the nails, I'm looking at the edges. I'm looking for a nice even ridge. I'm looking for any peeling, any blood under the nails, any splintering, anything like that, any cracked nails. I'm going to check capillary refill. Less than 2 seconds, that's good. And over here, that's good. I'm going to look for clubbing of the fingernails. That'll look good. That'll look good. And then I'll just check capillary refill in your toes, which those also look good. Next, we're going to move on to the hair. I'm going to start by just taking note of the color and the density, looking for any hair loss or any patches of hair. I'm going to go ahead and move through looking at the scalp for any discolorations, any lice or mites in there, which I don't see any, or bumps, like that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and palpate. And at this time while I'm palpating, I'm feeling for any lumps or masses, but I'm also feeling for any depressions on the skull. I'm palpating the occiput. I'm palpating the mastoid processes and all that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move down. I'm going to feel the temporal pulses. And I'm going to palpate the frontal sinuses, the maxillary sinuses. It'll look good. And I'm going to take note of the eyebrows and the eyelashes for symmetry and hair distribution at this time too. They'll look good. I'm also taking note of the skull shape and contour, which everything looks good. Next, we're going to go ahead and move on to the eyes. I'm going to take the Snellen chart here and take a couple steps back. If you could read the last line for me right here.
LTFPH.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and set that down. Next, I'm going to go ahead and check your peripheral vision or your confrontation vision. So if you look straight at me, whenever you see my hands moving up, just let me know when you see them, okay? So go ahead and look at me.
Now.
Okay.
Now. Now.
Okay, good. Next, we're going to test your ocular muscles in your eyes. So if you want to follow my finger, go this way, up, down. Okay, now follow me up. Finger all the way in. Okay, good. Next, I'm going to go ahead and grab this light, and I'm going to just look at the sclera. I'm going to look at the iris. I'm going to look at the retina. I'm going to look at the lens. I'm going to look at all the different external parts of your eye, okay? And your pupils. So go ahead and look at me. Check in for pupillary reaction. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull down your eyelid and check the conjunctiva. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to go ahead and switch to the ophthalmoscope, turn it on, and set my dial to 0. I'm going to check your red reflex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to visualize the back of your eye at this point. I'm looking at the arteries behind your eye, I'm looking at the disc, I'm looking at the macule, I'm looking at all these different things, okay? All right. So I'm going to get pretty close to you, so don't be alarmed, okay? Look at me. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and switch this back out. All right. So that completes just the basic eye exam that we're gonna do. Next, I'm gonna move on to the ears. So with the ears, I'm gonna start by just palpating the pinna and the lobule for any nodules or masses or tenderness. Does that hurt at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Next, I'm gonna take my otoscope light and I'm gonna visualize your tympanic membrane and the internal part of your ear. For any foreign bodies in the tympanic membrane, I need to see what it looks like. Okay. All right. Okay, looks good. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do a hearing test. What I'm going to do first is the whisper test. So I'll have you occlude one of your ears. I'm going to go on that side and I'm going to whisper something to you and you just repeat it.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and start with go ahead and occlude your left ear.
Okay.
And I'm going to come over here a couple steps back and I'm going to whisper to you. Baseball.
Baseball.
Okay. Go ahead and switch. Coffee.
Coffee.
Sounds good. Next, we're going to take our tuning fork. And with the tuning fork, we're going to test Weber's and Ryan's test. I'm going to strike it, place it on the top of your head, and you let me know in which ear or both, if you hear it in both ears, okay?
Both.
Both? Okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and strike the tuning fork again. I'm going to place it on your mastoid process in the back. Let me know when it stops, when you stop hearing it.
No.
Okay. Do you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Let me know when you don't hear it.
No.
Do you hear it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. All right. That completes the ear exam. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're going to go ahead and move on to the nose. So with the nose, I'm just looking for symmetry right now. I'm just looking for any alterations, anything that kind of just sticks out at me. So I'm going to go ahead and just palpate a little bit. Does that hurt at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Go ahead and occlude the right side of your nose and breathe out. Checking for patency. Go ahead and do the other side. Okay, good. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to inspect the inner part of your nose. I'm just looking for any foreign bodies, any nasal drainage, any septal deviation on each side. Okay. Okay. I'm also visualizing the mucous membranes, making sure that they're pink. Oh, good. And moist. Okay. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do the mouth exam. I'm gonna get some gloves on for this. With the mouth exam, I'm going to go ahead and start by just taking a basic look at your lips. They look symmetrical, they look moist, they don't look like blistered or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of feel a little bit. Go ahead and open your mouth. Get nice speculum. Tongue depressor in the light. And I'm just looking at the tongue, I'm looking at the teeth, the hard, soft palate, the uvula, the tonsils. Go ahead, open, say ah. Okay. I'm just looking for any type of discoloration, bleeding, missing teeth. I'm looking at hygiene, anything that might stand out to me. And everything looks okay. I am going to go ahead and palpate the cheeks just a little bit. Go ahead and open up for any lumps, bumps, anything like that. Next, we're going to move on to the throat. I'm going to start by just palpating. We'll just do your lymph nodes all at once. So I'm going to start with the head. I have preauricular, back here. Just kind of getting the feel for all of them all the way down here. and turn your head to the right. And turn your head to the left. Okay. And feeling above your clavicle, so you're for your subclavicular lymph nodes. Okay. I'm going to check your temporal mandibular joint in your jaw for crepitus. Go ahead and open up and close up. Okay, good. Next, I'm going to go ahead and feel your carotid. And the other one. That's good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and palpate the for the thyroid gland. Okay. Go ahead and swallow. Good. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check for bruise in your temporal pulses in your carotid and then over your thyroid too. And then we'll just do range of motion and then we'll be done. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I just need you to go ahead and move your head to the right, move it to the left, move it back, and forward. Are you having any type of discomfort or pain or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right, that's going to go ahead and complete this portion of the physical exam.